Hello, everybody. It's that time again. That time again. That very time again. And what time is that? It's the CONCACAF Nations League. Jamaica has pleasant memories in this competition, wouldn't you agree? Let's think about it for a moment. Jamaica's first ever game in the CONCACAF Nations League came up against the Cayman Islands. Jamaica recorded a 4-0 victory. Darren Mattox and Corey Burke with a brace of goals there. Then Jamaica hit Bonaire for 6. And then Jamaica took Suriname to the Montego Bay Sports Complex and recorded a 2-1 victory. And then Jamaica went to El Salvador, and that was the only time that Jamaica didn't win or draw a game in the Nations League. Then the 2019 season of the Nations League, Jamaica hit Antigua and Barbuda for 6. Guyana for 4. Aruba for 2 and 6. Antigua again on the road for 2. And a 1-1 draw against Guyana at home. That meant that Jamaica got promoted to League A of the Nations League. Jamaica took on Suriname away 1-1, at home 3-1. And then Jamaica took on the Mexicans. Yeah, Jamaica drew 1-1 with Mexico at home and 2-2 on the road. So technically, if this was a home and away with away goal rules, Jamaica would advance if it was Jamaica versus Mexico. So in the Nations League, a victory over Cayman, Bonaire, Suriname. Jamaica has 9 victories. 9 victories in the CONCACAF Nations League. How many draws? 1 against Guyana, 2 against Suriname, and 2 against Mexico. 9 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss. 14 games. That's 14 games. 14 games, 9 wins, 4 draws. 9 wins, 4 draws. Well, what can we say? Well, put it this way. The Nations League has been good for Jamaica. And Jamaica in the Nations League, unbeaten at home. Jamaica are unbeaten at home in the CONCACAF Nations League. What's Jamaica's record like against Honduras? Well, let's have a look at it, shall we? Jamaica against Honduras in the CONCACAF Nations League itself. Well, we're going to look at the head-to-head history, and dating back to the 1930s, 10 wins, 5 draws, and 12 losses. However, Jamaica are unbeaten against Honduras since 2013. Yep, that is right. Jamaica are unbeaten against Honduras since 2013. There was a 2-2 draw in the final game of the 2014 World Cup qualifying cycle. There was that 1-0 victory where Kevin Lambert made his debut and Damian Lowe scored. And then after that, at the National Stadium, Jamaica created history by hosting the first Caribbean team to host a game at the Gold Cup. Damian Lowe scored, didn't he? Yep, he scored as Jamaica won by 3-2. 3 points in the Gold Cup. Jamaica also defeated Honduras away in World Cup qualifying and at home. So the last 5 times that Jamaica has played Honduras, Jamaica have registered 4 wins and 1 draw. Okay? I'm going to repeat that. Okay? So that you all are aware. The last 5 times Jamaica has played Honduras, Jamaica has won 4 and drawn 1. Jamaica unbeaten against Honduras since 2013. Jamaica unbeaten at home in the CONCACAF Nations League. So that is what I can tell you at this point in time. Let's learn a little bit about Honduras, shall we? So let me repeat. Honduras is going to play a friendly match on Sunday. All right. On Sunday, Honduras is going to play Guatemala. It's around 5 o'clock Jamaica time, and it'll be the first game under their new coach, Reynaldo Rueda, the Colombian Jose Mourinho. He led Colombia to fourth place in the Under-17 World Cup in 2003 and led them to third place in the Under-20 World Cup in 2003 as well. He is gained a lot of experience, especially in Germany. Holds his different badges. Quite experienced within his role. He has coached many national teams. His native Colombia, Ecuador, Chile, and for the second stint now, Honduras. National teams and tournaments. He was actually the head coach of Honduras in the 2010 World Cup. Yep, the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, which was Honduras's first World Cup appearance since 1982. That was their first World Cup appearance since 1982. Honduras have been to the World Cup 3 times. And in the 3 World Cup appearances, they've only registered 3 points in their 3 World Cup appearances. The only other time that he went to the World Cup was with Ecuador in 2014. Of course, that was in Brazil. He was the head coach of Chile in Copa America 2019, where they finished 4th, and a Colombian squad in the Copa America in 2021, where they finished 3rd. What about the squad? That is the Honduran squad. But before that, this is what recent results have been like for Honduras. 2 wins in 6 matches in 2023. 2 wins in their last 8 matches overall. 3 wins in their last 10 games played in international football. Not the best of records. It's even been a while since they were able to register back-to-back wins. Honduras will face Guatemala in Fort Lauderdale, and after that encounter, they will fly to Kingston. Now, Jamaica, and I want to make this abundantly clear so that everybody is fully aware about things and can understand what I'm saying, because many people in the comments will have questions about this, but I want to stress the point that I'm about to make. And that is that Jamaica against Honduras. All right. Are you guys ready? Jamaica is unbeaten at home in the Nations League. All right. In 1930, Jamaica hosted the Central American and Caribbean Games. Well, didn't host it, but they hosted another edition. Jamaica has never lost to Honduras at home in the CONCACAF in any senior event. Jamaica has never, ever, ever, ever lost to Honduras at home. Okay? Good. So now that we have that out of the way, let us look ahead now. The Honduran squad. Right? Andy Nahar, veteran in this squad, has been around since he was a teenager. Good player at DC United, and even an opportunity to go overseas at Anderlecht. You know, the loan spell was because of injury, but a player that has progressed well. Moved to the United States when he was 13, and the rest is history. And he made a living from the game. But if you had to ask me which player is the one to watch for the Honduran team, I would say Anthony Lozano. Getafe, he's going to be lining up with Mason Greenwood up top. 30 years old, La Liga player. Joined them quite recently as well. 3-year deal, as his deal with Cadiz ended. Quite a number of the Honduran players part of the Olympic squads that went deep within the tournaments. Played in La Liga with Girona, Barcelona's second team, B in the Segunda División. Tenerife, Cadiz in La Liga, and now Getafe. He scored against Jamaica, Anthony Lozano, in that 3-2 loss to Jamaica at the National Stadium in 2019. Luis Palma, for me, another one to keep a close eye on. Tricky winger, now operating in Scotland. And one thing about him is that he feeds off of the crowd quite well. So when he's on the ball, whether the Honduran crowd or the Celtic fans go, ooh, ooh, and that like gives him a different adrenaline to press forward. He's not necessarily going to have that at the National Stadium, but still, he remains a key component that should be watched intently. 5-year deal, 5-year deal. And another player that has played in Youth World Cups for Honduras. Now he's playing his football in Celtic. And another player for me, David Ruiz. Born in Miami, Honduran parents. Moved to Honduras when he was 5, moved back when he was 8. Bam. David Ruiz. This is his first call up to the senior team. First call up to the senior team. Damian Lowe will know about him. So will Lionel Messi as well. Brian Acosta has been a veteran within the squad as well for quite some time, almost a decade. So Andre Blake, certainly within the realms of Major League Soccer, will know what he's all about. You know, quite well. Joseph Rosales, another important component there. Very, very important. But despite all of that, a team that is beatable, especially when you look at the caliber of talent within this squad here. Jamaican squad. And Damari Gray. Talented players all around. Bobby Reed, Adrian Mariappa, Ronaldo Cephas, Mikel Antonio, Bobby Reed, Damian Lowe, Kevin Lambert, Andre Blake, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Jamali Waite, Ethan Pinnock, Amari Bell, Kayvon Gray, Dexter Lembikisa, Joel Atipodair. Gems, absolute gems. Corey Burke. You know what I'm saying? Shamar Nicholson. Dujon Whisper Richards. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So, it's a big game. Let's get behind the team and see you at the National Stadium. All right, guys, make sure you're there.